Welcome Beyond Our Focus. I'm Stefan. This is the Laughing Hyena, Amanda, and this is Breaking Prisms for September 5th. We are going over Love, Death, and Robots. If you like this, go check out our other shows. We also do the Twilight Zone and Black Mirror. We've done all Black Mirror. That was fun. But this is the third episode of the first season called The Witness. Very enjoyable episode with a very cool and unique art style.
I'm sorry, guys. I was laughing before the show started.
And it just continue onward.
And it was one of those things where every time you tell yourself, no, I gotta be serious, you start laughing harder. And then it just happened. And then when he started, it's like, if you like this, for some reason it sounded like disc. And he's like, if you like disco. I'm like, no. If you like disco.
This episode was done entirely, what's the word?
In keyframe animation.
Keyframe animation.
So that is why there's been such a huge debate over why, if they used actual live action like motion capture, or if it was a form of CGI, and they're like, no, actually, no live people were used in this at all.
But it is a form of CGI.
Yes.
Because it is CG. But it is CG done in keyframe animation.
Yes. So it allows them, instead of being kind of like trapped in this model form, they're able to express better. They're able to just move things that usually would not be able to move as well in your basic CGI or in like the live action.
It
like
looks really
motion capture. There we go.
Really, really good.
The cool thing was also learning that they actually used a fashion program used like by I was people who do fashion for a living as far as designing clothing. They use that to make the fabric and stuff move so freely. That was really cool.
And see, what's even more funny about that particular statement, like, we use this on all the clothes that were used in this episode.
Yeah, not. There's something kind of missing in this episode, actually. Just a little bit. Just
a lot of clothing.
Just a lot of bit.
I mean, we only see a few people. I mean, well, let me phrase it. We see two main people and then, like, a club.
We see very few people, but a lot of them.
Exactly. And in the club, everything is skin tight.
Yes.
And then there's a guy, and there's her coat.
But after reading that and then watching the episode again, like especially in the host or whatever you want to call them, the one that like greeted her. I wouldn't say greeted, more like swore at her for being late.
Yes.
But like when it showed the tufts of like feathers and spikes and stuff on his...
Well, even her... I joke about her coat,
yeah.
But the coat looks awesome.
Yeah.
But this episode, the art style, the CG, the way they did it's stunning. Yeah. It really is stunning.
And we will warn you guys, if you have not seen the episode, you're just coming in to like, oh, maybe I want to test this out. What do these people think of it? First, this is probably the most adult rated one.
And leagues away.
Yeah.
Leagues away the most... I told us to get the other way. It has the most nudity in it. Let's just go with that.
Because
if you don't like nudity, or you're going to watch it with small children, and you don't want them to see it...
Definitely not the most gore, and definitely not the most language.
No, neither of those.
Yeah, so but definitely the most...
There is a 100% naked woman running around 90% of the episode.
Yes.
So, be aware of that.
Yeah. So just throwing that out there as a upfront warning.
But, as we've talked a lot about this episode already, we haven't spoiled... we haven't spoiled it yet. We've talked about certain things about it, but it is really, really... I say good. It was very entertaining.
Yes.
There's not much plot here. There's not a lot of voice acting here. But it is a very entertaining episode. Unlike Tuesday's Twilight Zone episode.
Yes.
That was not entertaining at all.
No. Sadly, that was pretty much flatlined. And then this is the first beep. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah.
I mean, these were two, in my opinion, the exact opposite experiences we could have watched together. We went from an episode that was just insanely boring to this episode that is anything but boring.
Literally, from the moment it starts to the moment it ends, it's well, bam.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going. It's very high-paced the entire time.
I think you described it really well when you said that it was, a 12-minute episode that happens in a span of like 5 minutes.
It feels like 5 minutes. You start watching it, it's like, this is, oh my, what's happening, how it's happening, and then it's like, oh, it's done. It's like, oh, crap. Which, I mean, 12 minutes to itself isn't long, but when you're really entertained, like a good movie, that's hopefully like it will be coming out, a good 2.5-hour movie will feel like an hour and a half.
Yes.
When a lot's going on, you're really intrigued by the episode. And in this episode, it's very intriguing and it's very entertaining. Again, not a lot on plot, but we'll get into a little more about what the plot actually is in the spoiler section.
Pretty much, literally just top level, girl witnesses a murder.
Yeah.
And
super
runs.
top level.
And runs.
And at some point, she's naked.
Yeah. But we'll get into that in a minute. What are we rating this one?
What are we rating this one? Very, very highly, I would say, personally. I think we've decided on a solid 4. Yay! Only because so far we've only got 1 5. Which was the first episode, Sunny's Edge, which is still, I think, insanely good. And there's at least 1, maybe 2 more episodes that I can think of off the bat that we may end up giving a 5.
Oh, yeah. I have some ideas of those.
Yeah. Me and you both highly think of these episodes. Yes. So, and we know a few episodes that may end up getting like 1. Oh. But we'll get there as well. But this episode was phenomenal, in my opinion. Because it's 12 minutes. Now, would this have been entertaining if it was a 45-minute episode? I can't imagine following her around for 45 minutes.
I think it would have been too drawn out. And maybe if they wanted to continue it, but that's
exactly.
Even then.
The thing is, maybe if we, I don't know. That's spoiling it.
Yeah.
I'm shutting up. Okay,
so
great episode. If you don't mind nudity, go
watch
it. It's great. It's really good. Come back, jump in the spoiler section because we're about to get all up into that.
Good. Jump to the spoiler section. Really?
Yeah.
The section? Okay.
The section.
We're getting into the spoiler section.
The sections. All the sections. All of them.
So yes, go watch it. Come back, please.
Good. You went and watched it. You're back. Awesome. Great to see you again. So yeah, like I was saying a second ago, this would have been really cool. If it was a longer episode, it would have been cool if we would have gotten a continuous loop.
Yes, like another cycle to see if it comes back around or
if there's a way these two people can learn to solve it or fix it. Or it'd be cool to see if it continued to happen.
Yes.
And each time someone different got murdered or I don't know, it could have been cool. But the fact that it is only 12 minutes, it's really entertaining for those 12 minutes.
Yes, it still leaves you from the beginning going, because from the moment you see her seeing him and he looks down and sees the same chick, and you can tell it's the same chick by the fact that, the lipstick.
They intentionally do that.
Yeah.
We see him, he's murdered this girl, we just saw this girl.
Yes.
Look in the mirror and screw up her makeup.
Yes, because she hears a crashing noise, so she goes like this, and then as soon as those two see each other, looks down and... Not
that we could have mistaken her for anyone else, since we almost see no one else the entire episode.
Yeah, the city's pretty empty, guys.
It's the only weird thing about the episode.
It's unsettling, like really unsettling. It's kind of like
weird.
One of those nightmare realms where it's like you are seeking for help and there's literally nobody.
But it's too empty. In my opinion, if there's one weird little downfall, it's the fact that it is too empty. We go into this club, it's like, okay, it's booming with life. Weird bondage life, but life. But then as soon as you're outside in any way, there's practically no one. I forget, would you see the taxi driver?
Yeah.
But still, there's no one on the streets, there's no one walking the sidewalk. I mean, it feels barren and empty.
Do we even see the taxi? I don't
remember.
They don't even show either taxi driver, his or hers.
Maybe not, yeah.
They literally just focus on the back of the seat.
So, it's just weird.
Well, it makes sense as far as the animation
there should have been some running across some people or something, or her bumping into people and people giving there's a naked woman running around. Yeah. Should have been something.
I guess the only props I would give, or not props, as far as understanding, is the fact of the animation style they used.
And hey, it may have been hard, and that's why there's not a lot of people. It doesn't change the fact throwing just a couple of people.
Yeah.
As she passed by really quickly, would have made the city feel more alive, more like there's really people, like it's a real place. Yeah. And the fact that it is so barren, it feels fake.
Yes.
And I
As
love
said, it
the
feels
art
like a
style
nightmare realm.
is insane. It's so cool. I love it. It's very entertaining.
Even the vibrant colors they used. I will admit that her, and I'm sure it's on purpose, but her tattoos look like they were drawn on with crayon.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I think
literally,
it's the club she was in and everything.
like kids' doodles, literally.
Well, I don't
like,
think, again, I don't think it was tattoos. I think it was just her, it was body art because of the performance art we saw her doing at some point.
Yes, but when you think about it, like even at the end, when it shows him with his shirt off, he has a weird friggin'...
Yeah,
maybe it's their tattoo style in that city.
It may have been a style, maybe a thing. At one point, it was a little weird because it looked like one of her tattoos was like almost like a video game. It seemed like it was off of her, like it was drawn on, but instead of being like on her, it was like floating.
Animation's hard, okay?
So I don't know. I'd have to like pause it, but and figure that out. But I don't know.
So
but
pretty
still,
much,
super cool, really interesting.
Obviously, since you went and watched it because you're now in the spoiler section, you already know she, of course, sees him murder this person.
The thing is, I don't know how much she actually saw.
She just sees a blood-splattered dude staring at her.
Pretty much. And then he doesn't know what she saw. He just murdered her. So he goes after her, and she's running.
She assumes, okay, I'm next. I assume the dude's literally like, hey, I need to know what's going on. Who are you, and why did I just kill you? Like...
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of questions. Why was she there to begin with?
When did
How
the
did he
cycle
get there
start?
originally? When did the cycle start? She assumes she gets away at the club.
Yeah.
And goes about her duties. And then sees him, who's definitely followed them. Yeah. And then proceeds to run. And that's why she's naked the rest of the episode.
Yes.
Because she had to be naked for this thing.
Well, it's like when when you realize a murder, which, I mean, she went to work just perfect. Like, she just went up on that stage, started dancing like she didn't witness anything.
I mean, she was like already late. Come on, she was late.
Well, a job's a job.
Now, I mean, still, it does make at least some sense, at least in the aspect of, oh, I feel like this guy's trying to murder me. I didn't stop and put on 4 layers of clothing before I ran off. Like, oh,
and
you actually had some sense of urgency to get away.
She even also throws her jacket, one of her jackets, at the dude, and also loses her shoes at some point. Like, takes them off and is like, I can run faster.
Yeah, I don't need them.
You go, girl. You go, girl.
So, really interesting. Of course, he chases. She ends up in the apartment where he killed her earlier, of course. But this time, things go differently.
Yes. Apartment's clean, obviously.
Yeah, her body isn't there.
So, it makes me want to...
I don't know. There's the thing.
I don't know how that works. Like,
interesting things and aspects.
Did he kill her in her apartment of a different kind, and then they switch back to his?
Like I said, there's a lot of questions. This is something that a longer episode could try to answer some of the questions, and we could figure out. But not necessarily what we need. There's intrigue in not knowing.
I also did not look into this one as far as if it was based off anything. As you know, with Sunny's Edge, we did look into that to see the story.
Yes.
But this one, I did not check to see if it was based off anything. So, if you guys want to help us out with that, let us know.
We know one guy that has left comments both of our episodes. So if you know more than we do, immediately throw a comment down there below.
And we very, very much appreciate everything that you have done so far.
Yes, we do. We appreciate the subscription and the comments down below. Keep firing out at us. And, but yes, and of course the episode ends with her killing him.
Yes, and then looking up and seeing him staring at her from across the street.
Yes, just like she was staring at him.
And it literally just freeze frames on her face, which is horrified and blood covered. So.
And that's the end of the episode.
God, it was such a wild ride.
It is a wild ride.
It's insane.
But it's entertaining because it was fast paced. It was a wild ride. It was really entertaining, really fast paced, really. This is an episode that wouldn't have done well being 20 minutes long and with less happening.
No,
or the same thing happening.
If this was literally a full episode, we would have had to come to some conclusion. Either them like literally going, okay, truce, let's talk what's going on.
Well, like I said, if this would have been a traditional 30-minute episode with the exact same plot, same beginning, same end, there would have been a lot more filler in the middle, and it could have gotten boring.
Yes.
You can only watch this naked girl for so long before it's like, okay, someone needs to catch someone.
Yes, especially in the unnatural world, because I mean, obviously, if a chick is running around naked in a city for 30 minutes, someone's got to say something.
Yes.
But there's no one to say anything, so.
But very entertaining. Like we said, 4 out of 5. We thought it was really, really good. But I think overall, Love, Death, and Robots is like really great.
Yes.
And we're getting a season 2. I don't know when that's happening. The sooner the better, but we're getting a season 2. That's going to be awesome. Maybe they won't make the mistake of putting 2 different episodes according to who watches them.
What?
We talked about last week. The first episode being different according to who watched it for whatever reason.
Oh,
let's not do that again.
Please, let's not try any random testing, guys. Let's just keep it straight. Give us what we want. Give us awesome, fun content.
Not that anybody will ever listen. I would, like I told you earlier, in on a stronger episode next time. Personal opinion. Last episode's good, but it's not the banger I think I would like to. If someone sits and they watch most of it one time and most of it the second time, I think your second viewing, especially if you watch this in 2s, because I think it's a lot easier digestible in 2s.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 18 episodes. But in a couple hours, you can get through the first half. I think the second half is a lot worse than the first half. Because I think the first half has the best episodes in it.
Yeah.
Because you have, Sunny's Edge, you have 3 robots, you have The Witness, you have the Kilo Rift, you have, there's a lot of great stuff in the first.
What is episode 9?
We didn't test that out, okay? I don't know.
You're supposed to know these things. I rely on you.
I don't, though.
You don't rely on you?
I can't rely on me. It's too hard. Let's see. Live Googling.
It's okay. My Netflix is being slow. So.
And robots.
Way to go.
I figured a Google search of the list episodes would
well,
be
that's
faster.
because mine's just. Oh, there we go.
Episode 9 is The Dump. But
so
look at the first half. Look at the first half. Sunny's Edge, 3 robots, The Witness, Suits, Sucker of Souls. Of course, the yogurt episode.
Oh, God.
Beyond the Killer Rift and Good Hunting are all in the first half.
If they would have ended on Good Hunting, that would at least the first half. If that would have been the 9th episode.
And the second half is Shapeshifter,
nice
Helping Hand, Fish Night, which I really like, Lucky 13, which is good, Decima Blue, which is good,
so all the
Blind Spot, Ice Age, Alternate History, and Secret Wars. I think the first half is a lot stronger than the second half.
Yes.
And it should have been spread out a little better with some of the great episodes, especially ending. My personal opinion.
But we will get to those episodes. Just keep joining in with us.
And as always, we will keep making these episodes longer than the episodes themselves. Because why not? This episode was 12 minutes. At least this time
we didn't go on a huge rant about Sunny's Edge again, okay?
Yeah, no, you can't mention, but we didn't. Yeah. But great episode. Go watch it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're this far, hopefully you did watch it, but hopefully. As always, you can reach me at Stars Untraveled. Reach Amanda at KZ Pup. Reach the show at Beyond Our Focus everywhere, including YouTube and podcast services around the globe.
Maybe.
It's kind of around the globe, okay? We got people in Spain. We got people in places.
People on Reddit.
People on Reddit.
I don't know how that happened.
I don't know either, but it's there. But anything else before we jump?
Go watch It this weekend. It Part 2.
It is this weekend.
Yes.
Yes, go watch it. This is actually really timely. This is coming out the day I'm going to see it.
Wait, is it?
Yeah.
No.
No, that's next weekend.
This is next week. Wait, I'm so confused. Wait, what dates have we been saying? We said the wrong date.
No, we didn't.
No, yes.
No, we didn't.
Yes.
No, we didn't.
Yes.
No, we didn't.
Yes.
No, we didn't.
Yes.
It said the wrong date about what?
The Twilight Zone date was right. Today's date was not.
Yes, it is. It's the 5th.
Yes, it's going to be next week. We film...
No, this comes out...
Really?
No, this comes out the 5th.
How do we do our episodes now?
We don't know anymore. It's all right. This is coming out the 5th.
Okay.
But that is next week, right? No, it's Twilight... No, that's 2 days. No, it's coming out the same day. No, we're good. We're good, folks. We figured it out.
Go watch It Part 2 this weekend. That is all.
That's right. It comes out today when this comes out. So go watch it.
And I'm going to go see it Sunday, so...
Till next time! Long days and pleasant nights.